Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Feed Mocha launch anti-crime campaign. The Financial Investigations Division (FID) and the major organized crime and anti-corruption agency MOCA have reaffirmed their commitment to combating major organizing and other financial crimes. In doing so, a public education digital campaign dubbed POCA and You, formally launched on Monday, will target parents and youths on all social media platforms with the goal to deter criminal behavior. POCA is the Proceeds of Crime Act. The announcement was made in a digital conference held last Thursday at the Office of the Police Commissioner. Director General of MOCA, Lieutenant Colonel Desmond Edwards, said that his agency intended to be aggressively courageous and committed. It is our drive to clamp down on the proliferation of illicit funds and other financial crimes. Noting that this could not be accomplished alone, he asked and urged citizens to assist MOCA and other law enforcement agencies. Far too many of our citizens are very much unaware of POCA and its importance in the fight against financial crimes. The campaign will, therefore, seek to get adults, parents, and their children as we seek to build a culture of intolerance to crime, criminals, and criminality, and to arm the citizen with the knowledge needed to support our fight, he said. The FID also wants to integrate the educational campaign in the Health and Family Life Education regional curriculum across primary school. MOCA and FID will, in short term, sign their fourth Memorandum of Understanding MOU in solidifying their commitment to enhancing operations in tackling corruption and financial crimes as much as money laundering and fraud. In 2009, MOUs were signed by the Jamaica Constabulary Force, MOCA, and the Integrity Commission. The Jamaica Customs Agency (JCA) is due to be a signatory. Selvin Hay, FID's Chief Technical Director, explained that the pact is geared towards providing a logical framework for information sharing, analysis, financial profiles, or documents or reports for the purpose of prevention, detection, investigation, and prosecution of corruption, financial crimes, and revenue collection. Cash seizure booklets were also presented to the JCF, MOCA, and the JCA. We must intensify the country's globe in conducting more comprehensive financial investigations, said he. Today's activity is a reminder to the nation that wherever financial crimes or actions of corruption or specifically money laundering occur, Jamaican law enforcement and anti-corruption agencies are ready to attack, he added. The Commissioner of Police, Major General Anthony Anderson, reported that between 2019 and 2021, the FID recovered approximately 1.7 billion Jamaican dollars and forfeited US 1.9 million. Just over a week ago, Anderson said that the JCF managed to seize 44 illegal guns and arrest 3 persons in connection with the 21 that were discovered by Jamaica Customs. Another 23 weapons were seized off the public road, with 14 persons charged so far in relation to the seizures. This is just the beginning. Now, through the collaborative efforts of the police working with the FID, Customs, and MOCA, you will see more assets seized. You will see criminals forfeiting their illegal gotten gains, Anderson stated. Call for CDA to probe child killings. A call is being sounded from the St. James Municipal Corporation for the Child Development Agency CDA and other child-focused organizations to get proactive on investigating recent child killings that have taken place in the parish and the wider country. Arthur Lynch, the St. James Municipal Corporation Counsel for the Montego Bay Southeast Division, made the call during Thursday's monthly meeting at the Municipal Corporation following Wednesday's nightly gun slaying of 19-year-old twin brothers Javon and Giovanni Stewart and their 11-year-old sister Peter Gay in the Irwin Heights community. I am wondering if there is an attack on our children of this nation, as just recently we had the murder of a 9-year-old, which is unsolved, and now we have teenagers and also a minor who were killed just last week Wednesday. I am now calling on the CDA to reach out and try to find out what is taking place with these killings, Lynch told the meeting, while also referring to the January 13 abduction and murder of 9-year-old Gabriel King. We must let people know that the St. James Municipal Corporation does not condone these types of killings. I am calling on the CDA and the Child Agency of Jamaica to make an intervention because crime and violence on our youngsters are taking a toll at this time, Lynch added. According to reports concerning the Stewart twins and Peter Gay, the three were at home in Irving Heights at about 8 p.m. when armed men forced their way inside the premises and opened gunfire, killing them on the spot. It is also alleged that the brothers had previously been attacked by a group of men, with Wednesday's night deadly incidents stemming from that encounter. Concerning the case of Gabriel King, for which a probe is currently underway, the 9-year-old child was allegedly abducted from her mother along the Tuckerman Road in St. James after she was reportedly carjacked by assailants who dragged her from her motor car and took the vehicle with the child still in the back seat. King was later found with his throat slashed in the back of the vehicle, which was found abandoned off the Fairfield Main Road in Montego Bay. During Thursday's meeting, Lynch also stressed that citizens must be more proactive in collaborating with the security forces to stem the tide of crime in the parish. The government has launched the Get the Guns campaign, but now I'm calling on the citizens of St. James to also come out and speak against these perpetrators. There are far too many crimes taking place in St. James. What are we waiting on? We need the public to come out and speak, Lynch argued. Meanwhile, Montego Bay's Deputy Mayor Richard Vernon, who chaired the meeting, said that crime flourishes in part because of residents' reluctance to tell the police what they know. The matter of crime is now that we have grappled with for many years. We cannot at any point in time allow these persons, criminals, to deteriorate the moral fabric of society, but we also have persons in the community who say and suffer uncertain information, and they refuse to give it to the police, said Vernon. Because of that, the police find it difficult in policing and assisting communities in these situations. We have to encourage the members of the communities to get on board, support the government's initiative to get the guns, and give the information to the police, Vernon added. Up to March 8, St. James had recorded 45 murders, 7 more than had been recorded during a corresponding period last year. Lucky Hill Pen farmers to benefit from upgraded water network. Farmers in Hindstown, St. Anne, and Lucky Hill Pen along the parish's border with St. Mary will soon benefit from an upgrade to their water network with the construction of irrigation facilities, said Agriculture Minister Pernell Charles Jr. This was revealed in an interview with the minister after an Irish potato farm tour held in February. The minister is currently working with the National Irrigation Commission Limited, NIC, which is the primary provider of the irrigation services in Jamaica and is responsible for managing, operating, maintaining and expanding all existing and future irrigation schemes and systems to procure a 2 million gallon pond in Hindstown and a 1.5 million gallon pond in Lucky Hill Pen. This will allow farmers in desperate need of water to have year-round access to irrigation ponds, making farming easier and more profitable. It's not going to satisfy all that is required, but that is why RADA continues to help in terms of the best practices, and that's why we continue to give support in terms of farmers who may not be close to water but need some support in terms of getting access to water, said Charles Jr. Christine Forbes, public relations specialist at the NIC, reported on Wednesday that the 2 projects are in feasibility studies and design stages and is slated to commence in the 2022-2023 financial year, beginning April 1. The reality is, without water, there can be no food production. Therefore, these projects are of significant importance and will be highly beneficial to farmers in Lucky Hill Pen and Hindstown, as both areas are already highly productive, she said, noting that more consistent supply of water will contribute to the expansion of farmers' businesses. With food security a top priority for the Ministry of Agriculture and Fishery, it is paramount for us to have as much land as possible under irrigated agriculture, she added. Charles explained that the ministry should be able to address the concerns of farmers Lawrence Patterson and others across St. Anne and St. Mary. Patterson, the farmer in Hindstown, St. Anne, whom the minister mentioned, owns a total of 100 acres spanning across both parishes. Approximately 50 acres of his land is dedicated to Irish potato cultivation. He also plants a variety of peppers. Patterson reported that he is looking forward to the irrigation water because his farm has been fully dependent on rainfall for a number of years. He is especially eager because the commitment to build an irrigation pond was made a year and a half ago, but nothing had been done since then. Suffering at an exponential rate, Patterson is worried that when reaping season begins sometime in March, his produce may not be up to standard, given that it hasn't rained in over 6 weeks. We need the water right now for them to develop better, he said. The weather pattern change. It's not like how it used to be, so we have to get help, he said, noting that the usual rainy month are from October to December, but November 2021 was a dry spell month. In 2020, November was much more gracious to them, he said. It is for this reason that he remains hesitant in planting onions because they require constant watering for them to germinate and cannot survive in dry environments. Farmers now opt for winter crops while leaving the ground bare until the cooler months arrive, which start in December through to March. Because the sun is more destructive to the field in March with no water to satisfy seedlings' thirst. Tamara Hyatt, who has been farming for over 16 years in New Penn St. Mary, primarily produces sweet potato, Irish potato, peppers, pumpkin, carrots, and sweet pepper. She produces up to 27,000 pounds of potato every 4 months. With the minister's promise, Hyatt hopes to be able to plant Irish potatoes throughout the summer by maintaining them with the irrigation water to be provided. We need water here. We as farmers, we are very glad. We can't wait to get irrigation in this era, so we'll have more to produce, she said. According to Hyatt, even when the area receives a torrent of rainfall for days at a time, the farmers are unable to store the water and therefore are unable to mitigate drought conditions. With 17 to 23 workers currently, she is also in search of more manpower to assist in reaping the produce and carry out other farming activities. We need more land, was her cry to the minister to assist in that regard. She is in need of an additional 30 acres to meet her demand for all the produce she harvests. Charles Jr. informed reporters that he is hoping to help in granting Hart's dream of expanding. And when she does, when she reaches that capacity locally, we will be able to look at the export market. Maybe not in terms of Irish potato coming out of the ground, but in terms of diversifying produce, the minister said. He also praised the agricultural sector's efforts and contributions, expressing his optimism that we will continue to be blessed so that we can get good high yields, he said. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.